Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Sheila coming to you with another review of Tyler Perry's Sistas season 7. All new season 7 of Sisters, episode 1, New Beginning. Y'all, I'm gonna do this review a little bit different because there were so many different scenes that could have been just one. So what I did, I just grouped them all together. So, and it makes it easier for me because I am a little under the weather. And yeah, I haven't been feeling good. So I just need y'all to bear with me. I don't want to try to laugh too much because if I do, I get choked up, and my throat get to get itchy and all that stuff. But I do want to say Happy New Year. I want to say I love you all. I want to just say many blessings upon blessings upon blessings. I'm glad we all back to talk again and to go over these Tyler Perry sisters, because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, right? And please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. If you're new to my channel, hey, how you doing? If you are returning subscriber or a returning, you know, listener, hey, you too. So let's go ahead and get into this. And please, I'm gonna say forgive me in advance if this review is not as, I guess, as jovial or as fun as it would normally be, because like I said, I am under the weather. My back is hurt, my throat, it's just a lot going on. And Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. All right, so let's get into this. So, child, Tyler Perry, he bamboozled us again because we were sitting there trying to figure out what was going on with Danny. We were trying to see, was it Jonah? Did Tony have something to do with it? All these different conspiracies when it comes down to Danny. And guess what? She was dreaming. She was dreaming the whole time. I'm like, really? Ah, Tyler, that actually would have really been a good storyline for Danny. Just to see how she got out of that. How did she end up with Tony? But child, we just got here and she and Tony in the bed together. And remember when I did say, how was it light, but it was dark? In my old review, I was like, it's light over here, but it was dark over there with Zach and him. So I guess that's what it was. It was just a dream. But okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right, so you have Tony and Danny. Danny was asleep and she was dreaming about her being snatched up and put in the back of a trunk. And so she woke up, she was scared, and she said it felt so real. She can feel his breath, she can feel his touch, she can just feel it. It felt so real. And Tony is just looking at her like, are you okay? Like, this has been happening a little bit too often. Like, you need to do something about this. And she said that she should stop watching these true crimes. She has an overactive imagination. She's had this ever since she was a kid. And Tony is just like, but you need to seek therapy. You need to understand, why are you going through all of this? And so Tony is encouraging Danny to seek therapy because of her bad dreams. And he says that, you've been doing this over the last 3 months, and that's not normal. Something is really going on with you. So Danny was like, I don't do therapy. The only person that I know that has done therapy was her crazy uncle, and that's because of the war. And Tony is telling her therapy is more than just for your crazy uncles. It's for stress, grief, PTSD, just anything that you need to talk to them about. That's what is there. And he says he sees a therapy, because she asks, how do you know? He said, because he sees one. And so Danny is just like, okay, so when are you going to tell me that you saw a therapy? And she says, so what are you going to therapy about? And he says, it never really came up, but he is going to therapy because, after his divorce and all of that. And so she asks, what do you talk about? Do you talk about her? And he says sometimes. And she's like, what do you say? He's like, that's just confidential. And so Danny says that, she don't want to go to Dr. Feelbad's couch. And then she got to calling him psycho and a sociopath. She said he's like two people. Is he Tony this day and Antonique another day? Just all these different things. And so then they start talking about sugar and grits. And I'm like, I don't even eat grits. So I don't even know nothing about that. But he said he do salt and sugar. So she really calls him a sociopath for that. I'm like, okay, whatever, y'all. And so Tony says that he thinks that therapy can really help her, and it'll help her get to the bottom of the nightmares. And then they start kissing, right? I said, he really kissing her face real hard. But anyway, so then Tony gets up, he goes to the bathroom. Come to find out, he ends up calling Sabrina. And then that's what happens. Oh, and Tony in the bathroom or whatever, and she was asking, do he got a boo-boo and all this stuff. Sabrina ends up coming over, and then she said they need to go and talk about Sabrina and Danny are going to end up talking about the nightmares and therapy and things like that. So remember, y'all had grouped it all together. So I need to get some water. So now you have Sabrina and Maurice, and then Sabrina got her job back. She's calling Maurice to see how Maurice is doing. Maurice said I guess he's still doing OnlyFans. I have no idea, but he's trying to make some shape for a piece of change. And come to find out, Calvin moved on with a white woman out of Atlanta. Sabrina is surprised. Like, I can't believe he'd move with some white woman without telling me goodbye. And all things considering that they've been through, Maurice said that he lost a friend. He lost somebody that's going to help pay half his rent. And he lost the, eye candy. But Maurice also says that Maurice also says that Calvin couldn't stand to say goodbye to Sabrina because he felt that if he would go and talk to Sabrina, then that would stop him from leaving with the white girl. And it was hard for him because he loved her. And Sabrina said, so he just up and run off with some snow bunny? And Maurice like, well, he had every right to, because the white girl accepted him for who he is, He liked his lace panties and he liked the little butt proclivities, a little tickle here and there. And Sabrina says, well, if Calvin is happy, then she's happy too. And then Maurice said, will you ever find happiness? And then that's when Richard walked in with the flowers. And then they get off the phone. And so Sabrina asks Richard what he doing there with the flowers. He called her gorgeous. And he said he just stopped by because he knew that she would be working late. Let me get over here. He stopped by because he knew that she would be working late. And he feels as though they should be rolling out the red carpet for her. But instead, she over there working late for them, making sure that she got everything good on her end. And so he says also that Sabrina should sue because of the whole robbing incident, the whole bank robbing incident, which she did not do. And she just said she happy. She just happy to be back at her own bank because Aisha was like, girl, your new bank look like your old bank. But she went ahead and said, she told me, she was like, well, you know what? I asked to be back at my old branch and they obliged and they let her stay. And so she said she just happy. She got her friend, she got her new man she addicted to. They started kissing, about to get it busy. I said, now Sabrina, I know you're not finna, get it in. I know y'all the only ones there, but you gonna shut the door. I mean, you just got your job back, so you just gonna get on top of the desk, really? But then she said no. She stopped him and was like, I don't want to do this in here. I just got my job back and all that stuff. Then Rich talking about we can go get it in the car. Sabrina said, but then she thought about it. She was like, okay, we can go get it in the car. I mean, all the white girls can't have all the fun. But then she ends up getting a phone call from Tony. And then Tony tells her to go over there and talk to Danny. That's when she goes over to Danny's house. And then they end up, Sabrina said, we need to talk. We need to talk about all your nightmares and the therapy and things like that. So that's how that is. All right. So I got 2 stories out the way. All right. So now you have Karen and Pam. So Pam is getting ready for her reopening of her salon. And yeah, Karen is getting ready for the opening of her salon, her and Pam. And come to find out, Pam is a blogger. She's an influencer now. So she over there on her phone telling everybody, we in here cleaning up, trying to get everything done for the salon. Karen telling her to get out the phone and threatens her with her job that she need to be over here helping. And so they bring up Brian, like, where Brian at? And then Karen, like, Brian left her high and dry. Apparently he was having problems with his wife and he just up and left. So Pam is just like, oh, so he having problems with his wife. Maybe it's because of you. Because, them wives be knowing when the feeling is new, when they feeling that someone new has been around. Them wives be knowing. So Karen like, you know what? I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about, I'm not interested And him, I'm not interested in no man, especially no married man. And so she just said the only thing she's trying to do is up and get her. She's trying to get her salon up and going. So Karen picking up all these boxes, right? I'm like, hold on, Karen, you pregnant? What is you doing? Why is you carrying all these boxes? Mind you, it's 3 months later. So I'm just like, Karen looked like she every bit of 9-10 months. She looked like she the same amount of pregnant as Penelope is, and we gonna get to her a little later. But anyway, so Karen is big and pregnant, belly full, is all get out. Look like she need to be pushing. But okay, so and she got a little hair color on, a little brown. It's kind of cute on her. And why Pam gonna take the box from Karen and throw it on the floor? I said, girl, that ain't helping nobody. What is you doing? But anyway, so Pam said, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this by yourself. I don't see why you can't call one of them fine men that you got to come over here and help you. And Karen said, what man? She said, I'm single, but I ain't ready to mingle. And Pam said, you can snap your finger and Aaron will come running. And then she was like, nope, I don't want no Aaron. He need to, pretty much stay where he at. And then Pam said, why don't you call Zach? That is your baby daddy. Karen like, you know what? If I call Zach, Fatima jealous but gonna come over there and go and break every bone in Zach's body. I say, she sure will. Play with her if you want to. All right. So then Pam says you would think that Zach will be happy that one of his baby mamas out here getting their own bag. Karen says she ain't worried about him, his baby mama. She ain't worried about none of that stuff. Only thing she worried about is her baby. And then Pam said, well, at least they could check in. Karen said, well, if he ain't getting his hair faded and Fatima ain't doing nothing with them wigs she got going on, I don't got nothing to do with it. And she said, Zach may be her baby daddy, but that's Fatima mess to deal with. And then Pam still running around here throwing boxes, talking about she helping her get the salon situated. But Pam like, you know what, I'm finna go out and I'm finna find me a Russian roulette or some white man. I guess, child, everybody going white this episode. And Karen said, I ain't got time for that. She just gonna go and cuddle up with her baby. I thought that was cute when she said that too. And then Pam said, you know what? Pam doing the blogging still. And she said, well, you know what? You stick with me. Oh, because Karen said something to the effect of she just want to make enough money. She just want to make enough money to pay her bills. But Pam said, you thinking too small. You need to reach higher than that, because if you stick with me, then you're going to be making a whole bunch of money. I'm like, dang, Pam, what you going to be doing? What you got going on to where you're going to be making all this money? I guess the reopening. All right, so now you have Zach and Fatima, right? So Zach trying to figure out what's going on with baby Michael. So he on the phone. I guess he on the phone with the new foster parent. I'm not for sure. But Zach relays a message like, tell Michael that I love him. Fatima say, tell him I love him too. And they said, all right, so they get out the phone. And so Michael is with his new adoptive foster lady. Well, not, yeah. He is adapting to foster care well. So Zach don't understand. He was like, how in the world my son gonna be with some white lady when he need to be here with me? And Zach can't believe that Heather actually called the cops on him while she the one had her son tied up in the tub like a dog. And Zach don't understand that. And Zach just like, how long is it gonna take for him to get his son? So Fatima is just like, look, the child care system moves really slow. And they in arbitration. It's gonna take a few days until they find out the condition. And so Fatima's whole deal is once they really look at the condition that baby Michael is in, then they gonna end up letting him come back to stay with Zach. But I'm like, dang, it's been 3 months. They ain't looked at that boy in 3 months to see the condition that he in, the bruises and all that stuff. How long is this gonna take? I'm with Zach now at the end of the day. Because it don't even make no sense. You gonna send this baby off to a lady that this little baby don't even know. And I'm the man blood. Like, I know I'm a stranger, but I'm still his blood. I'm a blood stranger. I don't know. I'm confused. That's just crazy to me. But still, Zach's still trying to figure out what more can he do? What more can he do? So Fatima was like, you know what? You can just call Andy. And Zach, like, you give me this phone to call Andy for what? Well, maybe she could put your mind at ease. They could tell you more about the arbitration. Maybe she could give you some insight. They call Andy, child, don't give too much or whatever. So Zach said, do you really think things are going to go well? Fatima says that patience is a virtue. She had to go meditate because she could have caught 4 or 5 cases. If she didn't rest her mind and meditate, she don't know where she'll be right now. So that was pretty much with that. All right, so this child, this is the night. Oh my God. This night had me rolling. I said, now this, I guess this little section right there, right here, it made the first episode, it made it better. I'll just say, especially toward the end. So we finna get into it. So apparently, like I said, it's 3 months later. Andy and Jordan, they going strong. They kissing and hugging and hugging and kissing, right? So they preparing this dinner party. So we all trying to figure out who is coming over for dinner. You know who coming over for dinner. They get the knock at the door, the phone call, or whatever it is. The door is open, and it's Penelope and Gary. So come to find out, Penelope went ahead and took Gary back. But the gag is, this is 3 months later. Now, wasn't this girl just 7 months? And it's 3 months later, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you mean to tell me that Penelope is 10 months pregnant? Mm-hmm. Now, she for real need to be dilated at least 5 centimeters. While she over here trying to be at a dinner party. Girl, you need to be pushing right about now. But anyway, so they come on in, right? And so Andy is asking them, do they want something to eat? They want something to drink. And then Jordan, he all happy. He like, yeah, we just got this wine. And it's some good wine. Gary, you should try some. Gary said, all I need to do is stay black and die. I said, what they got to do with anything, Gary? He just wants you to try some wine. You don't want to do that. But Penelope said, she just going to do some sparkling water. Gary said, I'll just take some sparkling water because I just won't, I want to make sure that me and the baby and everybody get home safe. I said, what you gonna do? You gonna run them off the road? Yeah, you do need to get some sparkling water. But anyway, so Gary doesn't understand what's going on. He's talking about, Andy, how all of a sudden you were this polished host? And Andy says that Jordan brings out the best in her. And Penelope says, y'all look like y'all are so happy. Andy says, we are. And Andy says, from judging from everything, y'all look like y'all, pretty good as well. And your pregnancy, you glowing, everything is going well. Penelope says, yes, her OB said that everything is going great. And Gary's like, cut the act. I said, well, here we go. Cut the act. We both know that you didn't invite us over here just to talk about our glow up and our impending pregnancy. Why did you really invite us over here? And so Andy says, they did have an agenda. And the thing was, they just want to lessen the tension between them, Andy and Jordan, Gary and Penelope. And Gary is like, the tension, you mean when you tried to break up me and the mother of my child? Andy says, look, I was informing her about the decision that she made. And Gary, she made the right decision. First of all, Penelope, she's the one that summons Andy. Andy wasn't checking for her. You need to get on Penelope. Penelope was the one that was trying to get all the information with her whole calendar. And when she got her calendar, her decision was made. And she stayed with you, Gary. Child, which was the wrong decision. Why you talking about she made the right one? No, she made the wrong one. Anyway, so you heard a ring, 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 ring. And we all know, as I said earlier, Zach ends up calling Andy. Andy gets up and excuses herself, go in the bathroom to talk about baby Michael. And Andy, and because Zach's still trying to figure out what can he do? What can he do? He talking about he want to set up Heather, hire a private investigator to see her doing something crazy so they can end up showing it to the courts and so he can get the baby. Andy said, you ain't got to do all that. Just let the courts do what they do. Zach don't want to hear all that. He's not satisfied with their answer, but he just said, okay, I'm just going to wait. Bam. They get out the phone. Andy gathers herself and she goes back in the room, right? So Andy go back in there with her friends and she just like, look, let's clear the air. And then while she like, let's clear the air, Gary had his arm around Penelope, right? Why did Gary pull that doggone arm? And now that's when Penelope, as many months along as Penelope is, she should have went into birth right there because, child, she was like, I said, girl, is you pushing? What is going on with you? But anyway, I can't laugh. I got to keep it cute. So I got to finish this. All right. So Andy said, okay, well, let's clear the air. She said, it's no secret that we ended our brief relationship that were not on civil terms. But she can admit that it's all water under the bridge. She's not harboring any feelings. She has met her equal partner, and she's met her match, and she said that she's with someone that doesn't use and abuse her at will. No offense, Gary. Gary, like, you knew what you was doing. Anyway, so she said that Jordan feels her heart, her soul, and so many other things. I said, girl, he a whole different Jordan, because that ain't the Jordan that we saw just last Wednesday. This is new Jordan. That look like Jordan big brother. But anyway, back to how Jordan makes her feels all the holes in her heart. All right. And so, yeah. And she said, and there is no hate in her heart. There ain't even no hate in her heart for you, Gary. And so Jordan says, well, if everything goes well, then she'll be the next first lady. Penelope said, hold on, wait. You just announced your city council bid, and now you just want to you setting your sights up to be in the mayor's office. And yeah, he like, yeah, that's the goal. And so here go Gary. Oh yeah. Well, that's good. You can go real far. Matter of fact, let me contribute to your campaign. So he gets on his phone, and then it chirps on Jordan's phone. Toot, toot. And Jordan look at his phone. He said, wow, Gary, you just donated $100,000 to my campaign. Andy looking like, oh Lord, here we go again. So Andy is like, I don't think you should take it, Jordan. Penelope says, no, we trying to move forward, right? What better way to extend an olive branch by Gary helping out with his donation. That's what you want us to move on, right? And so Gary like, yeah, he braggadocious. He got money. As he been saying this whole episode, he got money. He ain't worried about it. So then Gary says he has to go drain the dragon. I said, oh Lord, here we go. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Okay, so Andy tries to tell him where the restroom is. He says he's the one that bought the place forward. I said, oh my God. So you got Gary in there draining his dragon, and Andy, Jordan, they over here telling kids stories about them climbing up trees and getting whoopings and all this other stuff. So Gary in the bathroom. So while Gary don't do it, Sheila, don't do it. You almost finished. You almost finished. Do not do it. And I'm going to try to keep it serious. Gary is in this lady bathroom, rummaging through all her stuff, talking noise. Oh, this old ore. Just calling her all kind of ores and doing all, just jealous and hate. While all the while looking through this woman drawers. He found a pair of drawers. This nigga found a pair of drawers. They look like some drawers that Andy done had on. I'm like, Andy, is that's your dirty clothes drawer? I guess it's her dirty clothes drawer. It is what it is. Most people have dirty clothes baskets. She got a dirty clothes drawer. And so Gary the one that found this lady dirty clothes drawers. Ain't no telling what's in them panties, but whatever's in them panties, Gary like it. So he get the smelling. He get the smelling. I said, do you like what you smell? Look at this. This nigga is smelling this girl drawers. Anyway, so while he in there smelling the drawers, Penelope, they still in there talking about when they was kids and stuff like that. So they all noticed that Gary been gone for a little while. They like, where Gary at? Gary got to pee that long? You know what I'm saying? So Gary in there, as they thinking that he peeing, Penelope says, well, I'm just going to go and I'm going to find him. Penelope, you got to go find him. Okay, it is what it is. So Penelope runs off, her and her 10-month pregnant belly, 11-month pregnant belly, try to go over there and find Gary, right? So Andy is really trying to talk to Jordan like, hey, are you sure you want to do this? You $10,000 richer in your campaign. don't trust Gary. Gary, he do that. He give people lavish gifts, then turns around and try to control them. Jordan said he can't be bought. So they going back and forth about that. And then, child, why all of a sudden this water is running? Gary got them draws sniffed up to, he dang near got Andy draws. He dang near got that girl panties inside of his nose and in his mouth. He is bent over, draining his drink. He draining his dragon. Bent over. Y'all know what I mean when I say draining his dragon. Not the pee. The other. Yes. Yeah, he hold on, I got it. Y'all hear that beating sound? He beating, right? So, child, while he over there in Lustville, here go Penelope. Oh my God, Gary! I said, girl, and you want him to be your baby daddy? I got it, because I know I'm gonna start coughing, but I'm not. Yeah, that's it. I said if it weren't for this little part right here, season 7 would have been a bust. Because anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think about this. Let me know what y'all think about this. About this whole Danny situation. What she do need therapy? Go therapy. Sabrina, Calvin gone, y'all. Calvin, we gonna miss you. Are we really gonna miss Calvin? I mean, I feel like they could have, I don't know. I ain't gonna even give my thoughts no more. Because every time I think something, it be wrong. Yeah. It is what it is. And come to find out, on the trailer, it said Hayden was saying something like Penelope and Gary putting on the front. We knew that. We could tell that they put on the front because they didn't seem like they was happy at all. But anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. This is Sheila Bila. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all, talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh, and I know I probably forgot a lot. Charge my hand on hard juice. Love y'all and bye.